So we're here at IEM Sydney with Big Client's tiziaN. First off, I guess, how's Sydney been for you?
It's been amazing, man. I'm really impressed by the city. Like I've been to a lot of cities, but this one is like so clean. The air is so fresh. And I don't know. I absolutely love it.
Have you had much time to get out and explore the city?
Not really. Yesterday we went a little sightseeing, but we didn't have that much time either. So we were just like 3 or 4 hours walking around the city. We went to the opera house, to the zoo, but we didn't have that much time. And yeah, not much.
Yeah, I've been to the zoo. You can spend a whole day at that zoo, like.
Yeah,
It's
it's
huge.
very huge. Man.
So when you're traveling, is that a normal thing then not to have a whole lot of time? Like you go to all these awesome cities for tournaments, and it's just work. You don't actually get to.
Yeah, most of the time we have like a fixed schedule for almost all of the days. Sometimes you have an off day in between the games, but it's most of the time between the group stage and the playoffs. Like when you're out of when you won the groups or when you're out of the groups, you most of the time have off days before the playoffs. Then, but this time we didn't have an off day, so yeah.
Has there been any tournament you've gone to in like a really lovely city that you can remember where you're like, man, I really wish we had time to explore that?
I loved LA actually, but not because of the city, more like because of the people. I don't know, I just like the people there. But I don't know, man. So far, I think it's Australia. To be honest, I love Australia.
Just because you're here.
Yeah.
That's the safe answer. Let's go with the city we're in. So, with Big Client, we saw a really big rise in performance, and everyone was like hyped. Everyone's behind it, and it feels like we're sort of on the other side of that curve now. And we're going back down. Are you guys doing anything, I guess, to stop that, to try and get back up to where you were?
We're trying everything. Like when we kicked, like when Smuja left the team, or when we kicked him, I don't know how you want to put it.
Your words.
He just we had like a role problem. Like Captain used to be our entry fragger. He used to make a lot of room and stuff like this with rifles. Now he's the op. He still has to make room, but he's like a more passive op. I mean, you can't always let an op go first and stuff like this. So we have like role issues right now. We're trying to fix them. I tried to be the entry for a while. We let Gob support more. We try to let XANTARES not play all the rotation positions. We let them play more like anchor sides right now, but I don't know, man. We still have a lot to figure out.
So obviously, bringing XANTARES on from the outside could be seen as a bit of a weird decision. You know? How has that affected, like you say, role positions? Anything outside of that that's been affected by?
The only thing is like communication issues, I guess. But I mean, John is a really nice person. Honestly, XANTARES is the best guy I've probably ever met in this whole scene. He's so genuine. He's so calm. He's a very nice guy, and he fits perfect into the team. Like we're like more like a group of friends, and he fits just perfectly into that. So just have to figure out some in-game stuff, and if this is working, that we can be the best again, sure.
So having a tournament like Sydney, where XANTARES couldn't attend because of visas, which let's not talk about visas for half an hour. How do you prepare going into those games? You know, knowing you've got a standard.
Yeah, the problem is like I don't know, 2 hours or 1 hour before our flight actually went off to Sydney, we got a call that XANTARES couldn't go. And we were like, oh my god, what are we gonna do now? And LEGIJA wanted to come with us to Sydney, but he had like health issues. So he said like, hey, I can't come to Sydney, and we went from Leicester, like from Pro League to Sydney, and he already went home to Berlin. And then he was like, okay, I guess I have to play then. And then he took like a last minute flight to Sydney, and yeah, we didn't have any preparation going on. We just took it like as a kind of a vacation, kind of a fun event. Maybe make some HLTV points, maybe get playoffs somehow. We practiced a little bit in the rooms, but I mean, it was so much work we couldn't have done anything. So yeah.
So in a case like that, it's just we're done. We're not going to have any substantial success.
Yeah. We're just hoping, like believing.
Yeah. So if we're looking, like, obviously the Aussies allowed, like, regardless, and then they get their hometown team and they're massive, and we're looking at the next major and we're in Berlin, what's the, I guess, drive to be like, you really want to be on that stage?
The problem is, I don't know if you've seen Cologne. When we were in the Cologne final, like the arena was so crazy. Like the atmosphere was amazing, and there was like, I don't know, 9,000 German people just cheering for us, and we could really feel that energy. That was also our goal at the major when we realized, okay, the next major is in Berlin. Let's just win one map in this what's it called, legend stage. So we are on the next major, and I think that's also why we fucked it up a little bit, because it put like a lot of pressure on us because we really wanted to experience this again. And yeah.
So do you prefer playing in front of a home crowd then, but it's got that added pressure, or?
It's added pressure for qualifying to the actual game, but like when you play there, it's like amazing, really amazing.
So I'm guessing then you prefer the loud crowd. You like them to be.
Yeah, of course.
What's it like? I don't know if you've ever been in a position where you've been, I guess, the villain or against the hometown crowd.
Not really. I don't know.
Lucky then. So how did you get into all of this crazy esports world?
Like me personally, I don't know. My brother showed me CS when I was really young. It was like, I don't know, 10 years old or something. And it has been the only game I've played my entire life. Like, I have played World of Warcraft maybe a little bit on the side, but CS has always been my main game. And I don't know, at some point, LEGIJA actually, our coach, he picked me up in my first professional team, or semi-professional team. And ever since that, I wanted to like get higher. I wanted to like be the best in the world. Yeah. That's why I never stopped. I'm always keeping playing for that.
So you sound like a very determined guy. So when you go back and you're doing pracs and demo reviews, is it super intense and treating it like a job, I guess?
Yeah, of course it's like a job. Like, I think right now, actually, most of the time we're spending like on practicing. It's more like theory. You know, we watch a lot of demos. We're trying to like figure out how teams play. Why do they play? Why do they play this? Why do they think this in this round and stuff like this? So yeah, it's like a lot of mindfuck things, you know. But yeah.
So we're talking about theory and trying to get into it. Map pool's just changed. We're going to be getting Vertigo, and have you had a chance to play that?
I've played it in like we wanted to play a prac here in Sydney, and the opponents didn't join the server, and Vertigo was still on the server, and we played like it was just us 5 on the server, and we played like 3 versus 2, just the map. That's all the experience I have on this map, honestly. And I watched one pro game, but it felt very weird, and I think the whole map will change until it like really goes to the major.
So when something like that happens, change to the competitive map pool, do you feel like maybe Valve should have communicated a little bit better and like maybe warned people to start prepping for it, or?
It would have been nice. I mean, we don't have a community manager or anything for Valve, so this is obviously a problem. But I don't know. I like new maps. I think it's good that we have a new map. I don't like that cashes out, but yeah, I like the idea that of adding new maps to the map pool, and yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. So we've had it a couple times, where like a map goes out to be fixed up and brought back in. So you prefer it sort of switching up rather than staying stagnant? Then?
Yeah.
Is it just something that's exciting about getting to play a new set, or do you know why, or is it just?
I mean, if you played like the same 7 maps for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, it just gets boring. So it's good to have a change sometimes.
Thanks a lot for chatting.
All right, thank you, man.
You get to your next interview.
Thank you.